What's up, y'all? Happy New Year. It is your girl, Queen Key on the beat. It is 2021. You all do a clap. Pat yourself on the back because you made it through 2020. You made it through a whole year of a pandemic. You made it having to wear a mask all year. Basically, we might as well say, because it feel like it's been longer than a year, y'all. Like, it became such a norm to me that now it's like I don't leave the house without having a mask. But I am so excited, you all. Welcome to season 3 of the podcast. We're going to go ahead and jump right into this episode. So, we are on season 3, you guys. I am so excited. This episode is really just going to be just a little inspiration for season 3 because I'm so excited of what I have to offer and what I have to bring to you all. A lot of amazing content coming your way, not only through the podcast, but as well through YouTube and a lot of other platforms that I am working on. So you guys just stay tuned for that as well. Again, you all, it is 2021. So I know you all probably have some New Year's resolutions, some goals, some things that you are working on, different things that you say, look, it's 2021 and whatever you didn't get the chance to do in 2020, take that advantage and do it now. It's a new year. We're in the midst of a pandemic. New year means new opportunities, new advantages. Claim it, speak it. 2021 is the year of claiming it and speaking it into existence. Whatever you want this year is yours. All you have to do is speak it and claim it and know that if you want it, you can have it. And that's really what we're going to talk about today. If you really want it, you can have it. First things first, you got to have hope, and you got to have a little bit of faith. You got to have some faith to back you up, because without faith, without that hope, you're going to keep starting all these projects, all these different things, all these different businesses, all these different things that you have lined up. And without that hope or that faith, you won't commit to it and you won't finish it because the fear that you have. We have to stop allowing fear to block us of our blessings and our opportunities. Let me say that again, because I feel like this is for somebody. We have to stop allowing our fear block us from our blessings and our opportunities. And I say that because I'm one that can speak on being scared and nervous and not knowing what the outcome of something is. And this is exactly in a couple episodes ago, I talked about taking a risk and taking that risk and just do it. Though you may not know what the outcome will be, though you may not know what's going to happen, what your results will be, take it, do it. Whatever that business is, do it. Have some hope and some faith that whatever it is that you put your blood, sweat, and tears and hard time, your money into, that it will turn out to be a good outcome. That'll be the blessing to turn your life around. Besides having hope and faith, you got to have a good support system. I know a lot of people say, well, I don't have a good support system and my family doesn't support me. And look, I started my podcast and I'm not even for sure whether even my family really even listen to my podcast. I know my sister do, but I'm not for sure who really listened to my podcast. I'm sticking to my podcast and I'm sticking to the Queen Key brand because I know at the end of the day, I may be scared. Though I may not know what the outcome will be, though I may not know what Queen Key Talks or what my brand will turn into in the next 5 years from now, but what I do know is that if I keep staying consistent and if I keep staying humble and I remain and do what I'm supposed to do, that it's going to turn out to be everything that I hoped and prayed for it to be. So 1, you got to have a little bit of hope and you got to have a little bit of faith. 2, what's up, y'all? I'm dropping this in the middle of the episode because I know you all gonna probably try to skip around, fast forward, rewind, click out, don't listen to it. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this in there. You all, whichever platform that you are listening to me on, I need you all to go ahead. If you are listening to me on Apple Podcasts, I need you to go ahead and leave me a rating. Leave me a review. Let me know what am I doing that's helping you, what my podcast is doing to assist you and relating to you in your life. So that would really mean a lot to me, so we can get Queen Key Talks out and more exposure for us so we can grow. So please, whichever platform you are listening to me on, leave a review, send this to someone else, and send this podcast, this episode, to 3 other people that you feel like could accomplish or could learn something from this episode. I love you guys. Peace out. Two, you gotta have some type of support system. And even if your support system is not your family or your closest friends, reach out, find a mentor. Social media is so broad and so open that you can connect with people anywhere. We got Clubhouse. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Clubhouse, but it's so much support from Clubhouse. And I know right now you can only get in with an invite, but Clubhouse, that's one support system. You know, you got Instagram, you got YouTube, you got Facebook, you got Twitter. You have all of these platforms that, though you may feel like the people closest to you may not support you, but it's a big world out here. And I'm not going to even try to guess, y'all. I know it's a lot of people in this world, y'all. So I know that if the people close to you is not supporting you and not helping you, you're going to have a fan base, you're going to have an audience, you're going to have supporters that comes out of nowhere. People that you don't even know that's thank you. I love this. I love your project, or I love this, or you're so inspirational. Gotta have a support system to back you up. And sometimes you may not have that support system. Sometimes you may just have to push yourself and work on your own till you build that trustworthy support system to back you up. 3. Now this one I kind of touch on just a little bit, but you gotta remain consistent. In 2021, make it a goal to be consistent to your goals, to your accomplishments, to that business, to your YouTube channel, to anything it is that you write it down. Get you a notebook, write down exactly what it is that you want to accomplish this year in 2021. Write it down. Speak over it. Claim it. Hey, even if you want to do a vision board, if you want to do journaling, something to put it out on paper, to speak it out, for you to remain consistent. Something for you to be every time you look back in your journal or you look at that vision board or whatever it is that you want to do. You look at it, and that's going to be a constant reminder to, hey, let me remain consistent in this area, because I know if I remain consistent, if I have a little bit of faith and hope, and if I also have a little bit of support, it can go anywhere. Without being consistent, you'll never accomplish. And I say that to myself because, y'all, every day I have to push myself every day. And whether I don't have nobody in my corner pushing me, and I'm not going to say I don't, because I do have people rooting for me, pushing for me. But sometimes you got to push yourself. And nobody can force you to remain consistent. You have to wake up, find that energy, find that push, that motivation to get you through that task, get you through whatever that situation is that you're trying to go to. This year is the year of blessings and opportunities and facing your problems head on. So one, we said we got to have a little bit of hope and faith. Two, you got to have a little bit of support. You got to have a good support system. And even if you don't got a support system, if you say Queen Key or you say Keisha, you DM me and say, man, Keisha, I don't have a support system. What do I do? Queen Key, what do I do? I'll support you. I have a heart, and I love helping people, and I love being there and supporting people, because I know what it feels like to not have no support. I know what it feels like to be at rock bottom and have nobody there to help you bring yourself back up. I've been there. I wouldn't tell you guys, I don't speak on anything that I know I haven't been through myself, or I know that I'm experiencing and going through it. I'm not going to speak on something that I don't know anything about. So you got to remain consistent. Consistency is key. You have to. Number 4, make a plan, strategize. I call it brainstorming. And I know y'all gonna be like, that's so, grammar school, or, don't nobody brainstorm anymore. I do. I have to get it all down on paper. That's the only way I know what I'm working on or what I'm doing has to be written out on paper. If I don't get it written out on paper, then it's not going to get done. You got to strategize. You got to have a plan. You got to have things. Sometimes things don't always go as planned, but at least if you have it written down, you can follow that plan. You can follow that task or that list. You got to have it strategized and written out of how exactly you want to do that business. Who do I reach out to? Who do I talk to? Who can mentor me? Who can I talk to? I know on my Instagram, I post a lot of stuff, pictures, videos, but I also use my platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Clubhouse, to network. I use it so I can make a plan. Okay, I know this person has this business, so maybe I can talk to them and get some information from this. Or I know this person had a podcast and now their podcast is global. Let me see if I can reach out to them and see what information they can provide me. You gotta have a plan. You gotta be strategic. You gotta have things written out, typed out, brainstormed. Hey, even if you take notes in your phone, in a little note thing, I do that too. I'm just like, all day I'm thinking of things that I can do to accomplish that goal or that one thing that I want to do. I know I had said for 2021, I didn't really want to post my resolutions or my goals for the year, because sometimes if you speak too soon, that plan that you had set in stone, the universe, God, whatever, whoever it is that you believe in, I'm gonna just say God, because sometimes your plan is not always what he has in store. And sometimes he can take your plan and turn it around and say, no, that's not the plan I have for you. This is what I have. So that's why I say write it out and see, is this exactly what I really want to do? Or is this what I need? You gotta put your mind to work. You gotta be all in. And that's what the last one is going to be. And we're going to touch on that one, is being all in. But make a plan and strategize, brainstorm, type it out, talk to somebody. Like I said, get you a mentor, reach out to people. We have this whole big platform. And though you may be like, well, this person got this many followers and this person, they got this, so I know they probably ain't going to reach back out to me. It doesn't hurt if you try. You got to reach out. You got to talk to somebody to get that help, to get that assistance. Even if you have to go meet with somebody, make plans or do a Zoom. You know, I know right now with the pandemic, I know you wouldn't want to meet face to face. Make a Zoom meeting. There's so many resources out here, and it kind of bothers me because we don't put these resources to use. And we use our platforms for everything else. But when it comes to handling business, then it's a different story. And we don't push it as much as we should. And we don't use our platforms for the right thing. I feel like if you have a platform and you have a big audience and you have a big support system and you have your supporters and your listeners, I feel like you should be using your platforms, all platforms, to be promoting whatever it is, that project that music that you're trying to drop, that label that you're trying to work with, that business that you're trying to start, the hair you're trying to sell, lashes, whatever it is. Use all that you have. Use all, even though you may feel like, I don't have everything, Keish. I don't have everything, Queen Key. I don't have the resources. I don't have the money. Work with what you have now. What you do have is an Instagram or a blog, or you have a YouTube, or you have this, or you have that. People are going to watch. And whether you may feel like, well, maybe they not going to watch, it's a big world. Like I told y'all, people are going to watch. People are going to listen to you. People are going to support you. You just have to be all in. And that's what we're going to talk about next. 4, be all in. Give it your all. Give it as if this is your child. This is something you are birthing from scratch. Whether it's that book that you want to write, give it your all. Put your best into it, because if you don't give it your all, you don't want a half-ass work. You don't want to half-ass anything. And I say that because it's a lot of half-ass people doing a lot of half-ass things, which is true. You have to give it your all. You have to give your faith, your hope. You have to give that project as if it was your child. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to work hard for something that you know is not going to be something. And if you feel like, okay, maybe this is not the niche for me, maybe this is not for me, okay, after you wrote down your goals, your whatever it is that you have planned for 2021, go through the list. Okay, that didn't work for me. Maybe that just wasn't the right route. Okay, what's next? And you go down the list, put a check, mark it off. Give it your all. Give your time. Give, even if it's investing, if you got to invest money, make sure you invest it. And if you don't have it, use what you have. Invest that money, invest that time, invest those tears, invest those sleepless nights. I promise you. And I know a lot of people say, when they starting a business, you got to give it everything, especially with a business, especially with the results and the time and everything that it takes to start a business or writing a book. You gotta just be, your heart, your mind, and your soul gotta be all tied into that project, whatever it is that you're working on. So 1, have a little bit of hope and faith. Without hope and faith, your dream will fall. Because 2, you won't have that consistency. You got to remain consistent in the midst of all of your projects. Without consistency, it will fail. 3, a support system. Whether your support system is your family, your friends, or even if it's a stranger that you don't know, you got to have a little bit of support. Or if not, you have to be strong to really support yourself. Stand on your own 2 feet. And I've been there. I know I'm going backwards, but I'm just trying to let somebody know that though you may feel like you don't have the support, you do have support. You have to be strong, and sometimes you got to support yourself. You got to push yourself. I've been there, done that. Been in plenty of situations in Michigan where I really did have to support myself. Being in situations that I never asked to be in, dealing with certain things, or even just working 2 jobs and going to school. I had to support and push myself through that, paying my own bills, trying to accomplish my goals. And then in the midst of all of that, I started a podcast. And when I started my podcast, I was like, okay, when I started Queen Key Talks, I was like, okay, this is going to be what it is, and I can't wait. And then it was like, okay, why isn't it picking up like I wanted to? So then I stopped being consistent. And then when I stopped being consistent, I lost my motivation. And when I lost my motivation, I lost my hope and my faith. You see where I'm going with this? And then when I lost my hope and my faith, I didn't want to be all in anymore. But then something told me, like, you have to be patient. My granddad, before he passed away, said, you gonna take off. He said, you gonna be somebody. And he told me that before he passed. And we had his funeral and everything back in 2020 of February. Maybe February, I think. But I know it was last year. But when he told me that, I was like, you know what? I need to be patient. And that's what one of my other goals that I'm working on in 2021 is remaining patient through everything. I can't expect my results to happen overnight. I can't expect Queen Key Talks to hit number 1 on all charts and all of that, because that's not what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for Queen Key Talks to help somebody, to push somebody. And that's exactly why my podcast is going the way it's going. And it's going up the charts, and it's going where I want it to go, because I had a little bit of hope. I had a little bit of faith. I remained consistent. I had a support system. And whether I supported myself, that's exactly what it was. And then I'm all in. I'm giving this my all. I'm giving Queen Key Talks my all. I'm giving Queen Key brand my all. I'm giving going back to school my all. I'm giving all my goals, my list that I have set up, and I don't really want to go too deep into it, like I said at the beginning. But I'm giving everything my all, because at the end of the day, it's my life that I have to walk, and I have to live it the way I see fit. It's your life. You have to live your life the way you see it fit. Can't nobody hold your hand and tell you, look, you got to do this. Look, you got to do that. You got to do this. Nope, that ain't what you're supposed to be doing. You have to pick yourself up and just go for it. 2021, I want you all to really, this episode, I really want you all to really work on those things. Take these 4 or 5 points, I believe. Take these points and apply it to your life. Apply it to your goals and your dreams for 2021. What is it that you want to work on? Even if you have to make a short-term list for, okay, well, in the next 3 months, I want to accomplish this. And then in the next 6 months, this is where I want to be. And then in a year, when this year is over with, this is all what I want to have accomplished this year. Just do it. Like Nike. So I know you guys are probably like, that was a quick episode. What really was this for? This is the start of season 3, you all. I am so excited. I want to open up to allow anyone to send in voice messages. If you want to be a part of my podcast, please DM me on my social media. Send me an email. My email is Keisha, Keisha, Redmond, Redmond, 91 at gmail.com. Send me an email. What is it that you want to talk about? What is it that you want to discuss? Let's do a Zoom. Let's network. Let's connect. Let's grow. Let's do this brand. Let's collab. If you want to be on the podcast, let me know. What is it that you want to talk about? When you want to join? Let's work this out, because season 3 is going to be full of surprises, full of special guests, and I'm so excited for what I have prepared for you all. I really hope that starting off the new year, you all really took the time to really say or really see what will be different in 2021 that you didn't do in 2020, because I know there's a lot of things that I want to do in 2021 that I didn't do in 2020. So your girl Queen Key is out on the beat. And again, don't forget to hit me up on all my social media so we can discuss exactly what it is that you all want to talk about in season 3. Bye.